Stanley Nwabali, Daniel Akpeyi,
Yes.
who has made a very big impact in South Africa.
No doubt, is Daniel Akpeyi.
I think I prefer Stanley Nwabali to Daniel Akpeyi in terms of performances individually.
Welcome back to EVO SPORTS. The topic for today is the Nigerian keepers that have made big impact in the PSL. I have Albert with me in the studio. Albert, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
And I have Chima with me in the studio as well. Chima, you are welcome.
Thank
to
you.
the show. Chima, which Nigerian keepers, have made the biggest impact in the PSL? We have the likes of Willie Okpara that played for Pirates, Peter Saidida that played for Pirates. We have Greg Etafia that played for Morocco Swallows. Then Daniel Akpeyi, Chipper / Kaiser Chief. Then Stanley Nwabali that is with Kaiser Chief now. To you, which of them has made the biggest impact?
Well, maybe if I have to say, maybe to compare the current and the former goalkeepers, right now, I think I might be going for Williams Okpara, due to his history with Orlando Pirates. I think he won the CAF Champions League with Orlando Pirates. Kept a lot of clean sheets, world-class saves, world-class performances. Then boiling down to this time around, there have not been many Super Eagles goalkeepers, in the PSL league so far. Nwabali, yes, I've not, no. He's good, Nwabali is good, but he has not been opportune to play for one of the top clubs in the PSL league, playing for Chippa United, no laurels, no medal yet, no CAF Champions League appearance. So far, because of the department of the Super Eagles, and that is why we can see a player like Nwabali, mounting the pole. If it was when we have so many great goalkeepers, around, then maybe it would have been the maybe second or third. Although we do have many of our goalkeepers playing on the continent, because sometimes or most times African goalkeepers don't really get the nod in Europe. Then we have a goalkeeper Bankole too, that keeps for either TS Galaxy or Amazulu. Is still currently there, but it's not getting enough playing time. Right now, Akpeyi, Greg Etafia was a goalkeeper I saw, very fantastic goalkeeper. Is now he has now left from TS Galaxy to I think Yanga FC in Tanzania now. So he's a very good goalkeeper.
He was a goalkeeper trainer at TS Galaxy
before, but now he has moved now. So, but then I think I would prefer to go with William Okpara, even though Peterson did well, for Orlando Pirates as well too. But Williams Okpara, early rounds, Okpara kept crucial clean sheet, against BBC Lion of Boko, Nigerian Express FC of Uganda back then, turning Pirates home ground into an absolute fortress. Then I think in the semi-final Euros facing Express FC in Kampala, Uganda, Okpara withstood a relentless 90 minutes area bombardment, making 5 world-class saves to preserve a aggregate advantage and send Pirates to the final. So then the historic final versus ASEC Mimosa, first leg in Johannesburg, Pirates were held to a dangerous 2-2 draw at home by the Ivorian Giant. The second leg in front of hostile crowd of over 50,000 fans. Okpara produced the performance of his life. He marshaled his defense flawlessly, pulled off multiple point blank stops, and kept a legendary clean sheet. Pirates won 1-0 away to lift the trophy. So I think Williams Okpara will be my number one best goalkeeper, even though I know that yes, Akpeyi have not been that consistent, in the PSL. He was not that great, but good goalkeeper, not bad. Etafia too, just I can rate him average. Peterson that too came close. So, but for me, I think Peter Side that came close too. But for me, I think I will choose William Okpara first. Then preferable, I think I might go with Greg Etafia because of his longevity with Morocco Swallows. Playing I think almost 16 years or thereabout with Morocco Swallows. And he was very, very consistent all those his career. So I think those two goalkeepers for me are the best so far.
Albert, at some point in time, these keepers that I mentioned initially or earlierly kept for the Super Eagles, Willie Okpara, Peter Saidida, Greg Etafia, Daniel Akpeyi, and Stanley Nwabali. To you, which of them, all these keepers I've mentioned and played in the PSL, which of them has made the biggest impact to you?
By their name, you know the boss now.
Okay.
Based on what Chiba has actually highlighted, you know the boss. But let me, by virtue of my analytical construct, let me descend in the 5 of them I actually wrote here. 5th on my list here is Stanley Nwabali. Yes, from the shores of Nigeria, Plateau United. He had that call and he went to Chippa United, became distinctive at the middle of the post. His ebulliency, his ability to save ball, coordinate his defense line. He earned a Super Eagles call-up. As he became a Super Eagles first choice, he has manned the post. Despite the transfer imbroglio that happened between him and Chippa United, he left and still came back. So I think leaving the shores of Nigeria, going to the Betway Premiership, stamping your leg or your feet on the ground and becoming the first choice goalkeeper for a Betway Premiership team, it underscores your potentials and how you perform from Nigeria out to the and outside the shores of Nigeria. Then 4th on my list there will be somebody like Daniel Akpeyi, yes, who played for Kaizer Chiefs, Moroka Swallow and Chippa United as well. Yeah, he tried. He played very, very well, but I was not actually happy that his career with Super Eagles was actually truncated so earlier, given that goal that Riyad Mahrez scored him in 2008 AFCON, if I remembered very well. So he actually truncated his career, but I think he has an imposing presence. I was with him in Nepal, Kefi, so many years ago, but actually did not sign, but he was with Nepal Kefi, but I was just there on transit before I left. So he has actually showed his potential while he was in Nigeria before he left to the shores of South Africa. And thank God now he's a pundit. He's now translating what he saw on the pitch of play, the experience on the pitch of play to the table of punditry. So he's 4th on my table there. Then 3rd on my table is the legendary Peter Saidida, who said so many times, he's still saying it, that he's the best, that is politically rigmaroled in Super Eagles. I think he had only like 2 caps, that he was actually better than all the old goalkeepers that was in the Super Eagles. Giving Peter Rufai was there, Bonivare was there, Aloyagu was there, even Abiodun Baruwa as well was a goalkeeper. Rotimi Sunday as well was a goalkeeper that was already invited sometimes.
But then Peter said he's among the goalkeepers that you mentioned. He was the shortest among all of them.
But he said he's the best. You understand? So but it's a self-confidence kind of a thing. Then 4th on my list there is Greg Etafia, legendary goalkeeper. He has been there, done that. Over 370 appearances for Moroka Swallows. I remember back then when he's off season, he'll come to sit on the practicing pitch with Emeka Amadi. Yeah, they will be there. That time I think football was much more a religion back then in Nigeria, especially Lagos. You go, you see these players after the league finishes, they'll come to stadium, and align with people and all of that. So I was privileged to be with him a few times. Greg Etafia, so entertaining, so accommodating, and all of that. He made his mark in the Betway Premiership, winning Nedbank Cups and other trophies with Moroka Swallows. But first on my list there is unarguably is Willie Okpara. You understand? He's a boss. He's a master. We're not even talking about him going to the Betway Premiership. He made his name here in Nigeria. He's an household name in the Nigerian league. It's an household name. He competed with the very best of the Nigerian league, but just that one person must man the post. And don't forget, when Willie Okpara was in Nigeria was having one of the best goalkeepers in the world. You understand? All the teams in the top flight in the first division that time, it was called first division back then. They had all the best keepers. Even the second choice goalkeeper is a goalkeeper to compete with. You get what I'm trying to say? Even in 2001, I remember very well, Andrew Akomogbe was actually jostling for position with Abiodun Baruwa for Eyimba FC. You remember back then when Coach Gordon Kokowa was their coach, you understand? So he actually made his mark in Nigeria and he traveled to the shores of South Africa and he actually made his mark. Over 350 appearances for Orlando Pirates, spanning over 1 decade, won the CAF Champions League and so many other domestic trophies. So the king, the master himself, of Nigerian exports in terms of goalkeeper to South Africa. In short, the best export of Nigerian players, both players and goalkeeper that have left the shores of Nigeria to South Africa, I think Willie Okpara is the number 1 among all of them.
Number 1 for you?
For me, yes, it's Willie Okpara.
Chima, number 1 for you is Willie Okpara?
Yes.
Now, the question is, Chief Stanley Nwabali is still keeping with Chippa United. Do you think he will be able to dethrone Willie Okpara as the best or the keeper that has made the biggest impact in the PSL?
Well, the way I see things now, it might be very difficult because first, the club
He's
he's playing for, is lower than what William Okpara played for, back there. And then Chippa United is not in any position competing for the PSL League title. Possibly they might play and win the Carling Black Label Cup, or maybe the they are not playing in the MTN 8. They might not compete for the PSL League title. So, but for me, in terms of individual play, Nwabali is also capable of outplacing players like William Okpara. But in terms of overall play, club side, William Okpara played in the CAF Champions League, so that gave him a very big edge. That exposed him to the world as well, to see what he's capable of doing, and exposed him to other big and tougher opponents on the continent. But then Nwabali now is only limited to players in the PSL. We only see the highest quality of Nwabali in the Super Eagles whenever I come down back to the Super Eagles. So, but right now, for Nwabali to have come back to the PSL, I still feel that it might not stay long there, because the coach or the chairman of Chippa United, in Pengesi, maybe there might be an agreement or arrangement for him. Maybe probably by after one season or two, you might see him now moving back maybe to Asia or to Europe or thereabout. So I'm not seeing him overtaking William Okpara, but in terms of performance, I wish he later got that job to maybe Kaizer Chiefs, or maybe to a tougher team, maybe like, even if it is a team like Surele or Dobbins, a team like that can just compete with the top 8, maybe I would say but for now his performance is good, no doubt. Very good goalkeeper as for Nwabali, but then like getting to that status of William Okpara, I think it might be very, very difficult. And with the way he has left PSL and come back to the PSL, I doubt that.
Albert, that is that for William Okpara. You have chosen William Okpara as your number 1. Now Greg Etavia is your number 2. Do you think with what Greg Etavia has done in the PSL, Nwabali will be able to dethrone him?
Okay, you asked him and the one for Okpara, so the same question, this one for the Morocco Swallows legend. Yeah. So to be serious, it's just like likening Sifo Chain to achieve the legendary status of Itumo Lenkune. Except Nwabali want to reduce his age to 17 and start all over again, which is impossible. Nwabali is 29, is moving towards 30. Where Greg Etavia left the shores of Nigeria just at the age of 20.
Yeah, very young age.
You understand? He has been there, he has done that. He was a short stopper here in Nigeria. He made his mark. He played in the junior levels, I think under 20 or thereabout.
He played in the Olympics. When he was a keeper of Morocco Swallows.
Then he traveled. So he has made a mark. Now, don't forget, William Okpara has a legendary status. But in terms of household name, Greg Etavia has a household name more than him in South Africa. I stand to be corrected. So it is because of his heroics, his exploit he has done for Morocco Swallows. And don't forget, they call him a loyal player. The fans, the Morocco Swallows faithfuls, call Greg Etavia a loyalist. It shows that he has been there in the rough and tumble time. He stayed put and made a mark for the team. Over 370 appearances. It's not a day job for a team like Morocco Swallows. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Now, for you to make that appearances, you have to know the year he got to the team, start making a mark, and the year he retired. You get what I'm trying to say? So I think Nwabali, should I say, I will not say he was not privileged or opportune. Maybe he went to South Africa at the time that his grace actually took him there. But so you have to just give his mark. But don't forget, Nwabali has actually made a mark as well. As soon as he got to Chippa United, he was there, he did his thing, and when there was a little bit of a goalkeeping crisis, he came to the Super Eagles 4 and he stood his ground, made his mark consistently, and became the first choice. Get what I'm trying to say? So he has done his bit. So every legend, every player, goalkeeper, and unfit player, in their given time, let them make their mark. They will make their mark and they will be fondly remembered for the mark they have made. But looking at the status of the Morocco Swallows legend, the Betway Premiership legend in person of Greg Etavia and Stanley Nwabali, I don't think the years Nwabali have to play in football can actually come close to the status that Greg Etavia has made.
So if you want to judge the difference from by kilometer, what kilometer do you think the difference will be? Like from here to Jamaica.
Why don't use ratio? No. It's not very, very far though. It's not very, very far because the both of them has actually wore the Nigerian national team jersey. Okay. So it's not very far.
Chima, let me ask you about the self-acclaimed best goalkeeper in Nigeria, somebody like Peter Said Ida. If you want to compare him with Nwabali's exploit in South Africa, who do you think has made the biggest impact?
Well, for me, we have our different perspective.
Based on your opinion.
Sometimes we might not agree with start. I think I did not really watch Peter Said Ida most of his game, but I think I followed up with Stanley Nwabali, and I think I can give Stanley Nwabali edge over Peter Said Ida because Nwabali kept for a lower team, but he was able to make a very huge impact because playing for Chippa United that struggles with relegation almost every season, and then Stanley Nwabali standing out, mounting the post of the Super Eagles, for quite some times now. Not every goalkeeper can do that. A foreign goalkeeper coming to a lower team like that, absorbing the whole pressure like that. For I think he has spent 4 years now in Chippa United now before leaving. For him to even buy the heart of the fans there, to buy the heart of the owner of Chippa United, it was not just a day job. It would have been very much easier if you are a Pirate crew, just like this Sifochain that plays for Pirates now. If Sifochain happens to be a goalkeeper for Chippa United, maybe they will have gone on relegation. See, if Sifochain happens to be a goalkeeper for maybe Siwilele or one of those other lower clubs, with his individual performances alone, if you have to judge his individual performance, he was not that good with Pirate. Are you getting? But because of the Pirate defense and the team he plays, that accolade comes a bit higher. That is why you see them rating players like goalkeepers like Ricardo Goss, like Peterson of Kaizer Chiefs, that they are fantastic goal because if your defense line can expose you to so many attacks, so many shots on target, yet you are able to make so many saves, I think you deserve some accolade. Are you getting my? But there are some teams that you play in that even your defense line, before you even get any shot on target against you, sometimes even in a 90 minutes, sometimes you might not even get those. You might be on holiday in your goal post. So that is what players like if you have good defense, that is what keepers like Sifochain has really enjoyed. But for Stanley Nwabali to compare to Peter, he has been exposed severally. Maybe it was because of the shot he have to run away from
the Orlando Pirates.
Maybe the shot was too much. That was why he terminated his contract then before they used shot to kill him. then because I saw him every match shouting and screaming penalty. He will save penalty. He will say in fact he was frustrated with too many shots. So for me, I think Stanley Nwabali deserves some accolade with Chippa United. For me, more than Peter Said Ida.
Okay. Lastly, Albert, Stanley Nwabali and Daniel Akpeyi.
Yes.
Who has made a very big impact in South Africa.
No doubt, it's Daniel Akpeyi. Kaizer Chiefs, Moroka Swallow, Chippa United. You see, truth be told, if you switch clubs and play consistently for the club, for a period of time, it shows that you are dependable, especially for a goalkeeper. Now, the both of them have put on the Super Eagles jersey, and they came in different era. Let's not forget that. So if I wouldn't want to swing to someone like Peter Said Ida, let's not forget, Peter Said Ida played in an era in Super Eagles where there was a very heavy competition among the goalkeepers. Not just goalkeepers, classic goalkeepers. They were functioning well in their clubs, both home and abroad. Now, in the era of Stanley Nwabali, to the goalkeepers we have in Super Eagles, trust me, the goalkeepers we have in Super Eagles, apart from Maduka Okoye, they are Mickey Mouse, truth be told.
Now, what about Okonkwo?
Where does he play? So, when I'm talking about competitiveness, we're talking about competitiveness here. We're talking about, sorry, just a minute. Wilfred Agbanivari was keeping for Rayo Vallecano, right? Aloy Agu, look at Abiodun Barowa, look at Ike Shorumu. All these goalkeepers even Peter Rufai, they were consistent in their clubs. Yeah. So there was high level of competition in the Super Eagles back then. Now, if you're looking at the Super Eagles now, let's not argue it that over a period of time, so many coaches that have come to the ends of affair have actually complained of a first choice goalkeeper. You understand? So they have been improvising one to other. One of the ones we have, I think it's Carl Ikeme, that had a leukemia, something like that. He was supposed to be a supposed first choice before that incident came in and all of that. So, but Stanley Nwabali, trust me, is a good goalkeeper. He has a good presence in the goalpost, and he has made saves that actually gave him the opportunity to be the first choice of Super Eagles. And for you to put on a first choice goalkeeper jersey of Super Eagles, it's a big task. You know, Nigerian fans are quick to criticize. So it's not the easy task. But if looking about experience, matches played, and even the Super Eagles caps, Akpeyi, and yes. So looking at experience, but so far so good. Akpeyi is now retired. Nwabali is still playing. But to me, if you want to put the both of them, how weighty it is based on experience, I think Daniel Akpeyi still stand at the forefront ahead of Stanley Nwabali, in my own opinion.
Okay. Chima, your opinion on Stanley Nwabali and Akpeyi?
I think I prefer Stanley Nwabali to Daniel Akpeyi in terms of performances individually. Stanley Nwabali is keeping for Chippa United. He has done so well. Yes, if you remember, in this era now, South Africa have very, very much good goalkeepers right now, surrounded everywhere in the PSL. In the PSL, you know, and they're very good. Their goalkeepers are doing well right now. But during the time of Akpeyi was not as outstanding in the PSL league then. But if you compare Stanley Nwabali to other South African goalkeepers now, you can see that there's a debate between Stanley Nwabali and top South African goalkeeper. And that debate go up to the national team level, where both of them even face themselves in the national team, and they're standing up, but they have to show class by saving some penalty that made Nigeria to win the game. So Stanley Nwabali, let us forget about the scenario that happened between him and Chippa United. Even me, sometimes I do not want to agree with Nwabali's decision on the field of play, but I feel like Nwabali have really contributed. So Nwabali's performance, you know, on the continent, he kept on improving and improving. For a goalkeeper to leave the shores of Nigeria, don't forget we have so many goalkeepers in the Nigerian league, so many goalkeepers, but not everybody can go to the South African league and pick up a shell and be consistent. In the past of 4 years in that league, it's not easy. It was not the first choice goalkeeper in Nigeria before for Super Eagles before he left. Yeah. So he went to Chippa United for him to make that name and then get that status to come to Super Eagles and become the one choice. You mentioned Maduka Okoye. Don't forget that Maduka Okoye came in as an Udinese goalkeeper, but he fumbled within that time, and Nwabali took his position and he was doing well. Ojo Olonleke of Enyimba then was there. They were coming to the Super Eagles. So many goalkeepers from Rivers United, from Enyimba, and they were covered. Nobody have been able to outplace Nwabali and to cement that position. Before, out of all the old players, only Nwabali, African-based player, then mounting the post for the foreign-based players. I feel Nwabali also deserves some respect in that regard. So for me, Daniel Akpeyi was not consistent with his performances. You know, when he came in the Super Eagles, even in the club side, he was not that consistent. He was not that a very good goalkeeper that you can say no. In this game, you can count on Daniel, but yeah, he has his own good times too in the PSL. But if I want to say consistent goalkeeper so far in the past years, or that I can say a goalkeeper that has been consistent for 1, 2, 3 years, I feel I will give it to Stanley Nwabali over Daniel Akpeyi.
Anything to chip in before we call it a quit? Okay, that's it for the best keepers that has made impact, Nigerian keepers that have made impact in the PSL so far. We had Willie Okpara, Peter Saidida, Greg Etafia, Daniel Akpeyi, and Stanley Nwabali so far. But Abba's opinion, he has given it to Willie Okpara. Likewise, Chima, the second best to Abba is Greg Etafia. I think Chima said your second best is Greg Etafia too. Yes. That means Daniel Akpeyi and Peter Saidida, they are struggling. Who comes in third and fourth? It sounds funny, but then that's what it is, and that's what it is. So far as I want you guys to do the needful by liking our page, subscribe, and sharing. Thank you for having us. God bless you all.